Hey guys, Man here for another late night deck profile, and as you can see from the title, we are finally looking at the new BT21 Megidramon. The deck, as most people who've played Digimon at least for the last few years, for those that do not know, there was an existing Megidramon deck before, but it wasn't really like fantastic. There were tools to it. We got it like two different lines essentially for it. We had the original like red purple Growlmon line that let you mill a lot of cards. Then we also got the Black War Growl line, which also gave us a good line, but our level 6 wasn't really that fantastic. Same with our egg. We had to honestly, those builds actually had to rely heavily on Lilithmon for a while, which some do actually. I've seen some builds of this that actually do run Lilith, but in my case, I'm running the Megidra Dukemon version or the Megidra Gallant version, which I like a little bit more because you can play out Gallants basically for free on occasion because of the one specific Megidramon that I do run in this deck, which is really crazy. And also, the egg that I do run is the new tournament pack one, which actually allows you to grab back pieces, which you could do before with Black Growls, but at the same time, it's actually a little bit easier, so you don't always have to run those. I do run two regardless, but with this and that, you get to grab back two pieces, which potentially can net you a game the next turn. But yeah, let's get into the deck profile so I can actually show you what I mean. So first off, as I mentioned, the eggs we are running is the 4 Digimon from the new tournament pack, the new promo. This one's really good because on deletion, you can return one card with Growlmon or Gallantmon in its name from your trash to your hand. So basically, you get to grab everything but Megidramon. So it's actually pretty solid. You get to like rebuild your line pretty fast. So really, really good card. You have to run 4 of these. Then for rookies, we only run one specific rookie, but different versions of him. First off, we're running 4 of the new BT21 Guiomon that has both Reptile and Hero in his traits. On deletion, his inherit basically, or his inherit is specifically on deletion, gain 1 memory. You can Digivolve it on top of a Digimon or level 2 of Hero trait. And cool thing is that on play, by trashing one card with Guiomon, Growlmon, Gallant, or Megidramon, or Hero in its name, you get to draw 2. So he is a pretty cool draw engine, but we mainly run him for the inherit. I honestly have only used his on play maybe once or twice. You don't really want to be discarding too many of your pieces, but sometimes you do have extra pieces in hand, so this does help us unbreak our hands, which is pretty cool. Then, of course, we run 4 of the Guiomon X because this helps us search for our main line. Plus, whenever you delete a Digimon, you can gain memory off that, which you can do because you are still able to delete a lot of stuff, which is really cool. Then we run 3 of the Rush Geel because this guy is just really bonkers. Because if you play this off of the effect of Megidramon and you have enough cards in trash, you basically just get to make another new stack that has Rush. Because specifically, it doesn't just have Rush, it gains Rush. So if you evolve on top of the stack and you have enough memory, you're going to be able to swing with another Megidramon for game, which is really cool. That's basically all the rookies that we run. We only run 11. We're like one off from 12, but surprisingly this actually works pretty well. I haven't really had an issue seeing them, and usually when I do, I have a lot of trainings and or searching cards to basically find the pieces for me, so it's actually not too bad. For level 4s, we of course are running as well the brand new Growlmon or dual colored Growlmon, which is really cool because on play when Digivolving he gets to delete stuff, and if not, you get to trash 2 cards. So that's pretty solid. And of course, he has the same exact inherit as the new Guiomon, which is on deletion gain 1. So pretty solid card, honestly. Like what you want from Megidramon, you get it from this as well, which is pretty cool. Then we run, as I mentioned, 2 of the Black War Growls from EX4. This one is actually still really good because it can Digivolve on top of any Guilmon for 2. And of course, the fact is that you can trash the top 2 cards of both players' decks. Then you may return 1 Guilmon or 1 card with Growl or Gallant in its name from your trash to your hand. So you can grab at pieces that they might have hidden security. And then, of course, on deletion, you can grab more pieces for Guilmon, Growl, or Gallant back to your hand from trash. So really solid. And then for the last level 4 we run, we still run the 3 Growlmon X's because this card is just too good. The fact that it gets you 2 draws on 1 evolution, and the fact that it can play Guilmon back for you on your turn or whenever it just gets deleted at all is really cool. And of course its inherit to basically gain memory when you delete something is also really strong. So how you resolve it, you should be gaining at least like 2 memory regardless, so it's pretty solid. For level fives, we only run two specifically. We run four of the new War Growl. So this is where the new support gets kind of crazy because his text is like a gigantic paragraph. So let me tell you what he does. So first off, he can Digivolve on top of level four with Growl in its name for a cost of 3, so you don't have to do 4. On play or when Digivolving, because you can play this off of the new Megidramon, you can trash the top 2 cards of your deck. Okay, then this Digimon gains Raid and Retaliation until the end of your opponent's turn. Pretty solid, okay. Then when attacking once per turn, he can Digivolve into a card with Megidramon or Chaos Gallant in its name in the hand. For every 10 cards in both players' trashes, you get to reduce the cost of that Digivolution. So if you already have 10 cards, that's 2. If you have 20, it's a 1 cost evolution. Or even better is if you Digivolve this up into War Growl X, you basically get to do it for free using the new option, which is pretty cool. And speaking of him, we do run 3 copies of him because we still do like to delete stuff, and the fact that you can make it so you can't be bounced, which is pretty cool because sometimes they do have an ace that can bounce you, so you could just go, nah, I don't get bounced and I'm still bigger. And of course, the generic security attack +1 is really strong because that will basically make it so with this underneath your Megidramon, you're guaranteed to check 4 checks in total alongside this War Growl because what I forgot to mention that his inherit is on deletion, trash your opponent's top security. So in conjunction with War Growl X, you're basically going to be checking 4 of their security in the process, which is really strong because then you get to summon back a rush guy and still go for game, which is really crazy. Especially if they're already low on security. If you already checked their security once, you basically just wipe their whole security and then you get to just go, oh, cool, I'm going to swing with this rush for game, and you already blocked, so you can't do it. Yeah, but yes, that's basically all for level 5s. For level 6s, of course, we're running the new Megidramon. These are my proxies currently, but once I get my copies, I will be putting them in. So this new Megidramon is really crazy. First Digivolving. Digivolves on a level 5 with Growlmon in its name for a cost of 4 instead of 5, which is really cool. It has security attack +1 by default, and then end of attack once per turn, you get to delete all Digimon, including itself. So you'll proc the effects of the other Digimon, of the Growlmon and the Growlmon X and the Guilmon X, where you get to gain memory off that because you are deleting their Digimon, so you do get the memory off that. And then on deletion, you can play 1 play cost 3 or lower Digimon with Gil or Growl in its name from your trash without paying the cost, but for every 10 cards you can add 2 to this effect. So if you have 20 cards, you can already play down this War Growl, hence why it has an on play. So pretty solid. So this guy, the fact that he checks so hard, and with the boost he's hitting at 17, which is really big. Not super big, especially not with Alliance, but it's whatever. But the fact that he can just do that every time is just really powerful. But yeah, so you have to run 3. Then this is where the spicy tech that I mentioned before is. The Megidramon from BT5 is actually really broken in this build, mainly because of the fact is that when Digivolving, you get to trash the top 5 cards of your deck. And then on deletion, if you have a Tamer in play, which literally I would say about 99% of the time you do, you get to play 1 level 6 Digimon card with Gallant its name from your hand or trash without paying the cost. So if you milled into, say, this BT13 Gallantmon, you get to play it for free after everything resolves, and you get to pop their board and still swing with Rush. And speaking of which, we do run 2 of the BT13 Gallantmon because this card is still really, really strong, especially in this deck, being able to be played for free from this or playing this for 0 cost if you've basically milled your deck out, so you could go for game, which is really cool. That's basically all for the level 6s. We don't run any level 7s because our main goal is to just get into one of the Megidramons and just check their entire security in like 1 turn. So yeah. For options, we do run a bit, which is really crazy. This being a stack deck, you do run a bit. First off, we do run 4 wisdom trainings because almost everything in this deck is purple except for the Gallant. You could make an argument to run 4 of the red. The red one was it the offense training, but at the same time that would mean you would miss on a lot of the other purple options, which really sucks. But then in this case, the only thing you miss is the Gallant, which you don't really need to care about half the time because you have the Rush Gil for the game, so not too bad. Then we run 2 of the purple memory boost because we do need memory sometimes and a little bit more search. Then we run 2 of the new option card, the Digimon. Oh, the glare on it. The Digimon I designed. This card's really cool. So main, you get to draw 1, trash 1. But if you have a Takato, you don't have to meet the color requirements, but you are running a purple egg, so it doesn't really matter in that case. You draw 1, trash 1, and then when effects delete Digimon, you get to delay one of your Digimon with Gil or Growl. Can Digivolve into Digimon card with Growlmon, Gallant, or Megidramon's name in the trash without paying. So if you already milled or if your previous stack died, you get to evolve into it again. So you get to go into the Megidramon again that's in your trash, which is really cool. And then security, gain 1 memory, then place this card. So it's kind of like an X antibody, so if they hit this, they end up passing turn, which is really funny because I never expected a purple option to actually do that aside from Jack Raid. So pretty cool having it. Then we run 1 purple scramble. Pretty happy I finally got the AAs from buying all the adventure decks. So run 1 copy. You don't really need more than 1. I've had moments where I've actually bricked into a second one, so I reduced it down to 1. So 1 I feel is the best. Then we run 1 calling from the darkness because we can do this to pass turn and grab back pieces if they hit it in security. And it's just a really good card. It gets back 2 purple cards without even having to kill something, so pretty good. Then we run 1 Jack Raid because Jack Raid's still busted, and alongside this, it's really cool because then they pass turn to you, which is hilarious. And yeah, that's basically all the options we run. As you can see, we mostly run search stuff, but at the same time, we do run other stuff to kind of help facilitate stuff. The next 2 cards are just basically Tamers. We run 3 analog youths because we do want to mill stuff as fast as possible and search our pieces faster. Plus, this helps us gain even more memory when our guy dies, so we can actually keep it to our turn, so we don't basically give our opponent a turn until we want to. Then we run 3 Takatos because this Takato working with Megidra is insane. Because whenever you Digivolve into the War Growl, you can immediately give it raid, even if it's not. You can always raid into your opponent and then go into a player, which is really cool. Like, it's basically a pseudo blitz effect, so it's actually pretty cool because you get to still swing even if you pass turn. So you swing and then you turn into the Megidramon for like maybe 1 or 2, and then you go, okay, cool, I'm wiping your whole board, and then I'm getting back the turn, and I'm not passing turn, I'm still going essentially. And then you get to reset up your stack for next turn, and they basically kind of have to hope that they win that turn. If not, you basically win, because at that point you're going to be hitting them with so much damage, and with Guilmon you basically have enough checks to basically go for almost everything that they do. So pretty solid. And even if they block you, this guy dies and you go, all right, cool. I mean, I gain back memory and then I just get to make a new stat with Rush, so whatever. So it's really cool that the deck can just recover from a board wipe or a block, which is insane. So the only other deck that I know that can survive a board wipe is Lavaya, but that's Lavaya. That's just what he does, especially because of the proto forms. But in this case, this deck already does it automatically without as many X antibodies. As you can see, I'm running 0 X antibodies. I'm only just running the X line to kind of help facilitate draw and search. But aside from that, this deck is actually really cool, just how fast it is. It's basically like playing Gallant X, except you never, ever, ever have to worry about your guy on the board, because he's not going to be on the board. He's just going to be like, I'm out, bye. And he takes everybody with him in the process, which is really cool. But yeah, no, this deck is insane. Like, if you've played Gallant, you will be perfectly at home playing this deck, because it's basically an exact copy of Gallant X, but a half purple version. That's literally the deck. It literally just focuses more on the Megidra, but you're basically doing the exact same thing Gallant X is, which is checking a ton of checks without them basically being able to stop you and going for a game as soon as possible. So it's basically the same deck. Honestly, like, I actually ended up just reversing all of the ratios that I had from Gallant X over to this deck, and it seems to work pretty well. But yeah, aside from that, as usual, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you thought of the deck, and I'll see you guys next time.